Yo, what's up guys, it's Corner7 here, coming back at you with another video. And in today's video, I think I did something like this with the NFL, where I had like an old squad, like older players all on the team, and seeing if experience can lead to a championship. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing here in LOE the show. I have created a roster of all the old guys around the league. Not all of them. I might have missed a couple that are older, but I went with 35 and above. I did kind of sneak down to 34 because, some of the guys that are like 35 and above are just god-awful, and I kind of want to give this team a chance. So, kind of cheated a little bit there if you call it like that, and I'll show what I mean. But I think I built a pretty good squad of guys who are older and seeing experience can lead us to a World Series. I've given us one season. So let's get into it. Let's show you guys the pitching lineup first. Of course, we had to go with Max Scherzer, 37 years old. 97 overall with A potential. Then we got Justin Verlander. We're bringing back Verlander and Scherzer to the Tigers. Only they're 37 and 39. But you know what? We had to. We got Charlie Morton, 38 years old, still pitching at a high level. Hopefully we can get one more good season out of him. We got Zach Greinke. He's 38. He's been alright. I mean, he had a good season in 2019, but he's kind of fell off a little bit past years with the ERA-wise, but he's been solid. He's 30 years old, 87 overall. Hopefully we can get at least a good season out of him. If we can get a season like this with 4.03 ERA, it's solid. That's solid. But yeah. Then we got Adam Wainwright, 40 years old to top it off. He's still pitching pretty well, so if we can get at least another season out of him. We can set something like this, be awesome. Even something like this, I'd take. 14-10 record with the 4.19 ERA, I'll take that. Going for the bullpen. I did trade for Rich Hill. He's 42 years old. I think it'd be a good long reliever to have. He's still pitching pretty well. Somebody can come in the clutch. Not really in the clutch, but somebody, if our starters do poorly, can come in as a long reliever. We got Lucas Ledge. I can't even say that name. I know who he is. I can never say his name. It's probably something simple, but I'm overcomplicating it. But he's 35 years old, 80 overall, still pitching well. I mean, this season, that last year with New York, he was phenomenal. Hopefully we can get a season like that. We got Oliver Perez, 40 years old. Can we get one season out of him? I mean, he's been pitching pretty well. I mean, as of late, 2018 with Cleveland and 19. Yeah, 398 is worse than 339, but that's still pretty damn good. In his last year with second to last year with Cleveland, he did pretty well. 21 games, 2 ERA, only pitched 5 games 2021, but now he's with us at 40 years old. Hopefully he could give us a decent season. Got Ryan Brasser. This is when Brazier. I had straight away, when I was done, I had 2 young guys left over, like Alex Lang and Tyler Alexander. So I just went out and found a decent guy, around 34, 35, and this was one of them. Hopefully he can give us a good season, like he did last year with Boston. Even if I get something like this, yeah, the ERA kind of sucks, but it'll be kind of solid. Hopefully he can give us something more along like this, but we'll find out. Gotta get Mark Melancon. I was going to use him as our closer, but they decided to put him here. He's 37 years old, pitched very well with San Diego last year and with Atlanta. That's what I'm looking for. And the other guy, I think it was Alex Lang. I had to go get a Aroldis Chapman. He was old enough to be able to be on this team at 34. And, yeah, got Chapman as one of our setup mans. The other setup man is Aaron Loup, 34 years old. Phenomenal year last year, 0.95 with the Mets. Still a great year with the Tampa Bay Rays. Hopefully we can get a season like that from him. And our closer is going to be Ryan Tepera. Great season last year. He's going to be our closer. You know what? I'm actually going to change it for Mark Melancon because he was more of a closer. But we could change it around if they're not doing too well. But as you can tell, the average age is like 34, 35 years old. We got pretty old guys as we want to be on here. Now we're going to the lineup. Now, yes, we have Nelson Cruz as our DH. I'm actually going to change that with Jose Abreu for right now. Have Nelson Cruz on the bench. Now, I was going to have Nelson Cruz out in the field, but You could tell he has 37 fielding. His arm is good. I don't know how his arm's still that great with that fielding, but look at the speed, 15. He ain't going to be catching anything out in the outfield. That's why we got A.J. Pollock, who's 34, but he has better fielding and better speed. We at least want to give us somewhat of a chance, you know? Ooh, we do have a missing... That's right, Urigaro's going to be there. But anyway, next we got Brandon Crawford, 35 years old. It was the oldest shortstop that was decent that I could find. You know, so I gave him for Javier Baez. You know, if he can get a season like he did last year, that'd be awesome. Left field, we got Michael Brantley, 34 years old. Again, around... like I said, I want to give us somewhat of a chance. So all the other older guys were pretty much terrible, and this guy was lighting it up. And he's 34, so he's still pretty old. DH, we got Jose Abreu. I had to get him as a... I was going to get him as a bench bat, but they decided to put him at DH when I made when I fixed the rosters, when I did the rosters, when I created it, but then now he's on the bench. But I'm going to have Jose Abreu be our DH other than Cruz, but we can always change it around. But he's 35, going to be 36, still pretty old. Joey Votto, the oldest first baseman I could find, at 38. I guess you can have Miguel Cabrera or Albert Pujols, but like I said, fielding-wise, I guess the fielding really isn't that different. 67, 63. So I guess I probably could put Albert Pujols there, but I like the power better. Actually, versus lefties. Pujols is better versus lefties. I might put him in the lefty lineup. We'll worry about that later. But Joey Votto's there. Had to be on the team at 38 years old. J.D. Martinez, 34. Again, there's not a lot of good old outfielders out there still, and J.D. Martinez is one of them. Had to put him on the team. Good power. Evan Longoria, 36 years old, the oldest third baseman that was still producing that I could find. Basically, again, from the Giants. Crawford and Longoria came from the Giants. The Giants have an old team. That's just a fact of the matter. The Giants have a pretty old team. But, so there's our third baseman right there. Had to go with Yadi as our catcher. 39 years old. You know, had to do it. Had to do it. And then Yuri Gurriel. I know he's a first baseman, but his secondary position is the second base. Couldn't find any good second baseman that was pretty old, so I went with him to be our second baseman. On the bench, we got Nelson Cruz, obviously. Yan Gomes is going to be our backup catcher at 34 years old. He was the other catcher I was thinking about backup-wise, but he's 34 years old. You know, still pretty old. Albert Pujols had to be on the team. He just had to. Even if he's just a bench bat. Now, I may actually put him at first baseman other than Joey Votto versus lefties, just because of that power versus lefties versus Joey Votto. 55 versus 90 and contact. So, yeah, I may put Pujols in the lefty lineup. So, there's the team. Now, you're probably wondering where the hell Miguel Cabrera is, and I'm wondering the same thing. When I created the franchise, I forgot to put everything on manual at first. So when I did that when I first came, like I always do, but they decided to put Miguel Cabrera on waivers. I don't know how to take him off it. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing here that could tell me. I could designate him for assignment. I tried to release him just to sign him back, but it wouldn't let me. Let's see if I try to do this. Yeah, see, it gives me this every time. Miguel Cabrera is currently on optional assignment waivers. You cannot... See, I don't even know what that means. So maybe he's just away with the team personally, and he'll be back later. That's what I'm hoping. Because, again, he's also 38. He's also part of the team. But that's what we're working with, 25 guys. Now, they may call up somebody to fill that last spot. Hopefully not, but hopefully we can see Miguel Cabrera later on. But you get the gist. We got an old team. I am going to put Albert Pujols out there. Actually, I do got to put in Gurriel, because they had Cody Clemens up for some reason, and a couple of young guys I had to take out, but versus lefties, apparently they're going to put Yan Gomes out there versus Yadi. Let's see. Yeah, he is actually better versus lefties. Yan Gomes is, so. But that's also why we're going to put Jose Abreu versus Albert. Okay, Jose Abreu could play there. Then we got Cruz still with the power. So I guess Albert will just be a bench bat. That's fine. I'm excited to see what this team's going to be capable of. Is it going to be good enough to win the World Series? I don't know. Because I know as the older you get, the faster you regress, even with good potential. Like, I know that JV is going to go from like an 88 to like mid-70s throughout the season. Hopefully he can pitch well, but can we win the World Series with an old team? hopefully Miguel Cabrera comes back. I mean, we're ranked pretty well, except for speed. We are terrible in speed, but what do you expect from a team that's old? And apparently defense is bad, but everything else, power, contact, pitching, and rank is pretty good, actually. So, yeah, let's get to the... I guess we're not really going to do any trade deadlines, but let's get to the All-Star break. Now, hopefully this doesn't affect our lineups. We're actually holding our own. We're holding our own. Don't like the losses right there. AJ Pollock, sprained ankle. We'll auto it. He'll be back soon. Joey Votto, bruised foot. We'll auto that. Auto utilize. Auto utilize. Try to simulate the draft. Around 500. Charlie Morton. Appears to be out for a day or two. Well, we'll keep him active because we'll be back. Yep, I was going to say before his next start. Now, I would be surprised if they called up somebody from the minors, a younger guy. So, I'll have to deal with that later on. Serger. Well, Auto will be back before his next start. Yep. 1 to 2 months. So we're going to have to put him on the 10-day injured list. That sucks. Okay, the All-Star break. We're 49-49. It's not bad. Let's see how everybody's doing. Know that AJ Pollock is injured, so we're going to probably have someone else up. Yep, Jake Rogers. Sure. Still don't see Miguel Cabrera. I'll have to figure out where he went. But Yuri Gurriel's pitch, he's batting very well. Good leadoff man, good on base percentage. Not necessarily need the power, but we have a good leadoff man right there. Brandon Crawford, good average. Wish we had a little more power, but again, I like the on base percentage. Michael Brantley, very good. I don't know why it's this cold. I like the 295 average. I like that. On base percentage is still pretty good. Nelson Cruz. Starting to lose his power a little bit. As you can tell, he's now down to a 72 overall. Yep, they're starting to regress. We're starting to regress. But we were expecting that. We were. So this is actually going according to plan. Hopefully we actually end up winning the World Series still. JD Martinez, I'm surprised about the numbers. Usually he has better power. Like the on-base percentage and the average. But he usually has about 20 home runs by now. So maybe he'll catch fire in the second half of the season. Votto, same thing. I expect a little more homers from him, but there's still time. Jose Abreu is starting to become a little more disappointment, but there's still time for him to, improve. Evan Longoria is doing pretty well. And Yachty could be better. Jake Rogers, he's not even batting that well. Neither is Yan Gomes. And neither is Albert Pujols. Okay, dokie. Alright, let's see. Did they send down anybody? Let's see. Pitchers are fine. I'm not really looking at the averages yet. Yeah, these guys are still good. May have to send Rogers down. Miguel Cabrera is in AAA, so I gotta call him up. There we go. Now we can get Miguel Cabrera up on the majors. And we can send down Jake Rogers. Okay, we're still down 1, but that's just because we have an injury to Pollock. Hopefully, you know what? Until we get AJ Pollock back, which is 1 to 2 months. I don't want Nelson Cruz to be out in the outfield. He just is too slow. So, for this, we are going to call up Riley Green. I know it's supposed to be an old man lineup, but you just cannot have Nelson Cruz out there. You just can't. So, with that 15 speed. So we're going to have Riley Green call up. And we're going to call up this guy to triple just for... Oh, not the major. To triple just for the funsies. And we'll call up Cruz to double just to even everything out. Okay, so we did that. We have to add him to the 40-man. We have to take someone off. That's unfortunate. Alright, who's on the 40-man that we can take off for Riley? Jake Rogers. We don't really need a catcher. Just needs to happen. Because I just can't have Nelson Cruz be center fielder. I just can't. It could be the reason why we're losing games. Yeah. So for right now, we're gonna have to have that. Miguel Cabrera is back, so maybe that'll help. Possibly not. I don't know. But hopefully, AJ Pollock will come back. Once he does, we will send down Riley Green again. But hopefully, we can at least make the wild card. All right, let's simulate the season. Who's returned? Well, what we can do is send Parker Meadows down to A, then send this guy down to double, and even everything out. There we go. Apparently, I guess I didn't need to do what I just did. So let's actually call Joe to double. And there we go. That evens everything out. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. It's going to go a little longer than I expected. But let's get into the games. Does it say any more timetable on AJ Pollock? 3 days left, but still 1 to 2 months. So I should have put him on the 60-day. Ah, that's unfortunate. All right, let's keep him on the 10-day. Nope, we're not trading anybody. Don't like the losing. We may not make the playoffs. I liked how he finished. Now this is when younger guys are going to come up because of call-up. So we'll just auto-utilize. We'll just fix roster. I saw the injury. I didn't see who it was, but yeah. We may finish above 500, but ooh, that's unfortunate. We might not make the playoffs. Seawolves did. Well, we did finish above 500, but we did not make the playoffs. So, maybe I would just pour a poor simulation. Maybe it would be different, but it's looking like Gurriel finished with, that's a solid season right there. 284 with 13 homers, 53 RBI. I'd take that. Crawford, again, I'll take that as well. Good season. Great season by Brantley. That is a perfect season right there. Great average. Good homers, good RBI. Pollock, he's back, but he didn't really play a lot because of injury. But I think he did pretty well with power. JD Martinez, I expect a little more homers from him because, whenever I don't have him, he's having like 40 homers, but just didn't have it this time. I mean, it's still a solid season. Don't get me wrong, that's still a solid season. Same with Votto. I mean, the average could be a little up, but that's still a solid season. Jose Abreu was a little more disappointment. I expect a little bit better. Evan Longoria, solid season. Yachty, I guess that's what you want from a catcher. Nelson Cruz had a decent season off the bench. Riley Green did fantastic when he was up, but he wasn't really a part of what I was doing with the young group. But he might be when I am going to be doing a younger, ages 25 and below franchise, just like I did with the older. So 25 years and below, the best what I could find. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow or the next day. And Riley Green may be a part of it as a bench player. Who knows? Yan Gomes, he did terrible. Sam Paredes and Clemens. Alright, how did the pitchers do? Max Scherzer had a great year. Can't really ask much more than that. JV had a solid season. Greineke, he sucked. Wainwright sucked. I know Morton's injured. We'll look at his season later on. Rich Hill had a great year off the bench. Off the bullpen, maybe he could have been a starter. Manny didn't really pitch. Solid season from Lucas. Poor season from Perez. Solid season from Brassier. Decent. Could be a little bit better from Tepera. Rollins Chapman had a solid season. I call that solid. Yeah, it could be a little better, though. Where's Mark Melancon? He got sent down. Why? Oh, that's why. He was horrible. He did have a lot of saves, but he was still kind of horrible. Didn't really pitch much in the AAA. Okay, what about Charlie? What was he doing before he got injured? Decent. Other than that, yeah, it really wasn't that. Wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know why I was expecting great things, but apparently, you need that younger talent. Just the fact of the matter is, let's see who wins the World Series. Probably the Dodgers. Seawolves won. At least there's that. At least one of our teams won. Oh, the Mariners beat the Marlins. I don't see that happening in real life, but that'd be an interesting matchup. There you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe and like, comment down below. What would you guys like me to do? Would you like to see the 25 and younger season, just like it did with the old guys, but, with the 25 years younger? Or do you want me to start doing career sims for the Tigers prospects like Jackson Jobe and even Casey Mize and Tarek Skubal that are already in the majors but still young? What you guys want to do? Because I want to start doing what you guys want to do, and also would you guys be willing to see a Tigers franchise series, just like I tried to do with the Lions, which I'm gonna do another Lions franchise series when Span 23 comes out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.